for Woody today. We have Jake on Skype.
Yep.
Let's go right to it. Let's bring in the former quarterback of the Denver Broncos, the Arizona Cardinals, and my alma mater, Arizona State University. Jake Plummer. Hey, Jake, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing just great. Yeah, obviously, Jake, we're debating the Broncos offense and Peyton Manning. I want to start with this. When Gary Kubiak was signed, Gary Kubiak was also your offensive coordinator when you were with the Broncos, and he brought in his offense, and I, along with others, called it the Jake Plummer offense. Did you know that Peyton Manning would not be comfortable in this offense? Did you think that there was a little craziness to this idea of implementing this?
A little bit. It was kind of hard to see how they would mesh and how that would all unfold. But when you run that offense, I know one thing: you have to be extremely mobile. You have to be able to get under center, run the stretch, go all the way, 8 yards deep, get running back the ball to make it really effective offense. The thing that was hard for me to contemplate was Peyton at his age, knowing how he moves, how he would boot to his left, because what Gary loved to do with me was boot me to my left, and I think that's a hard thing to do, especially when you're a little older and never really been asked to do that in Peyton's case. But he's still Peyton Manning, and when you've got the ball in his hands with the game on the line, I don't think there's anybody that would pick anybody else.
Jake, Eric Goodman here. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Eric?
Good. Thanks for asking. I'm going to ask about your guy, talking about Brock Osweiler, another Arizona State guy. I am not suggesting Osweiler should replace Peyton Manning, so I want to get that out of the way. But eventually, if
preemptive strike here.
No,
huh?
I'm being serious.
Okay.
But eventually, if Brock Osweiler does become the guy, do you see him on the field as the way you saw yourself on the field?
Well, no. He's a taller quarterback with a really, really big arm, but he still can do some of the similar things. I mean, he can move and roll out to his left, to his right. The play that's the most deadly play in that offense, you got the run game going and you run the stretch and you pull the ball as a quarterback. You get the defense flowing. You got the safety corners, everybody thinking run to the right, and you slip your receiver past those safeties and step up, launch it back across the field. Now, those are 40-yard throws when they complete them, but when you're throwing them from the right hash all the way to the left number, it's like a 58, 60 throw. So those are big hits. I think Brock has the opportunity to do that. I'm looking forward to seeing him run this offense, but we all know he's got to wait his turn and sit behind a legend, Hall of Famer, and it's a tough place to be in, but he's got his head on his shoulders right. He's staying prepared. He knows that he's learning day to day, watching Peyton play. And at this point, the Broncos want to win. They want to win games, and however they can make it happen, that's what they need to keep doing. With Osweiler getting his turn, he'll be ready to go, though. I know that.
Jake, you played behind a zone blocking scheme. When you look at the Broncos running backs right now through 4 games, is this a case where the holes aren't there because the offensive line is learning a way to work together, or is this a case of the running backs just not breaking tackles and the holes are there?
Well, the holes are there. I mean, they're not going to be big, huge, gaping holes. That's not the case across the league, really. Rarely do you see big holes like that. But what happens is as they continue to play together, as they continue to get more experience, you got a young guy playing center and Paratus. You're going to learn with those guys, the vets next to him, how to lean on them, how to feel them during the game. And a good running back's going to also get that feeling, his lineman, and trust them. The holes aren't going to be huge, but what it is when you get that flow going, is making the cut on time, heading north, making those hard, tough-nosed yards that you got to get. And it's not about breaking 80-yarders or breaking 20-yarders. It's about staying on table, staying on 2nd and 6, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 2. Those are all manageable situations that keep the offense on the field or allow the offense a chance to stay on the field. Now, when they don't stay on the field, that defense is going to get out there quick, get the ball back for them. So it's the team effort we're seeing right now. The games are like they were years back. It's time to evolve and get past that as a Broncos fan and enjoy this team that's playing right now, playing hard for each other. The defense wants to win bad because number 18 wants to get another ring. They want to get one for Mr. Bolin. They're playing hard as a team, and Boobs is what kind of coach that's going to bring those guys together, hard for each other. we're sitting here talking about a 4-0 team that easily could be 2-2 or even 1-3. So it's a great spot for them to be in. These early season victories, although not perfect, not pretty, not the way you wanted them to go as a fan, they're wins, and they're getting better each week. They're going about it in a quiet way. They're not talking about it. They're just getting back to work each week and get ready to face tough opponents. I'm excited about where this team's headed.
Jake, let me ask you about number 18. One more question about him. It's a multiple choice question. Tell me why we're seeing a lack of consistency in Peyton's game right now. Is it because of the offensive line? Is it because the running game isn't effective, which has something to do with the offensive line, I would guess? Is it a new scheme? Is it Peyton's age? Or is it all of the above?
It's probably all of the above. It's hard for me to sit here and say what it is without looking at the film and going over and over it from all angles, sitting in those rooms to see what they can do better. I know that you got a guy that's going to do everything he can possible to win ball games. Peyton Manning wants to win. Peyton wants to be the guy to take the team to another level. But what's happening is all these parts are coming together. And the offensive line is inexperienced. This is now only their fourth game. They've only played 4 games altogether. You got running backs that are pretty much unproven that are getting the feel for those guys. And Peyton's age, it's during the season. He looks pretty good when he's getting his feet under him and stepping up in the pocket. He's made some huge throws when it matters. And you know me, I don't care what you do in the first quarter, second quarter, even the third quarter. Sometimes the fourth quarter, it's what you do with the ball in your hands to make plays. And 18 is going to continue to give you opportunities to win ball games. And he's going to get more opportunities with the defense he has. It's playing hard for the team, playing hard for him. Very balanced, hard defense to go against. So it could be all the above, but, we could sit and analyze it and look at all the numbers and stats and all that. To me, they're W's in the column that matters. They're 4-0, and that's all I think about.
Here's the most important thing I want to talk to you about, having nothing to do with football. How was your handball game?
Well, I'm playing huge. For a couple years there, I couldn't play. I was on the mid, but I'm playing now. Just played doubles with Vic Perez, who's one of the best players in the country in my tournament up in North Idaho. And tomorrow I'm going to meet up with some Sun Devil handball players. They got a little team forming down here. We're going to play some 2-all outdoors, beautiful Arizona sunshine, and get a good sweat and chase a little blue ball around. So the handball game is there. I'll be playing that till I'm dead and gone. And it's always there for me. Thanks for asking about handball.
And Jake, can people follow you either on radio, TV? Are you doing any writing? Where can we find you regularly? Twitter? What?
Well, I have my Twitter account is @Snakes Takes. And Snakes Takes is also the name of my podcast that we do weekly. I had a couple Broncos on there, Omar Bolden and Osweiler, CJ Anderson. They've been gracious enough to come on the show. And then I've been doing a little piece for Sports Illustrated. I write a little QB analysis, try to put a positive spin on things, show you what they could have done or maybe what they could have done to help the QB on an interception. Just showing you different things from my perspective. Maybe you don't feel like I know what to talk about, but it's just my experience, my knowledge. I'm just having fun with it, getting to watch football. Hey, great excuse to tell the wife, hey, I got to go watch these games.
You're a media guy. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey, no, I'm not. You're a media guy. See, I'm in Arizona having fun, doing stuff. You're sitting in a studio. I'll never be part of the media, but I'll help you guys out when you need to.
Appreciate that. When the Cardinals play the Broncos in the Super Bowl, we're coming back to you, all right?
Right on. I love it. That'd be a great matchup.
All right, Jake, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
That's Jake Plummer.
I love it how former athletes who are involved with the media always try and say, I'm not involved with the media.
Not
Chad
me,
Brown does it
you.
more than anybody.
Yeah, it's funny. All right, that segment brought to you by John Elway Cadillac, Colorado's #1 Cadillac dealer.